Poke Fight Club. My name is ProPokeNoob, and I'm very happy to bring you another battle to this channel. I had a very exciting, interesting, and ultimately fantastically unique battle ready for everyone, but the log is missing, and this has happened to me in the past a lot, and I was kind of sad, because it was actually a pretty cool match that I was, like, preparing in my mind to upload and everything like that, and it's just, I don't know, it went missing, so I decided to jump on PO because Showdown just doesn't work for me at all, and I decided to test out my NU team that I've been working on for a long time. People might know this more on my channel if you keep up with my stuff. This is a Parahacks team that I've been working on for a long time, and you probably won't recognize it because it's got a whole lot more improvements. But today it's going to be a Wi-Fi NU match against a person by the name of Carlos. Luckily for me, everything is NU that's on Smogon NU, so it's not going to be too bad. Now, looking at my opponent's team, he's got a massive fighting weakness, and his only Pokemon to take it is probably a physically defensive Weezing. So, kind of had to keep that in mind. Emboar is going to be extremely important to keep safe, but also Kadabra to take out that Weezing. So, I do like his idea of keeping it all safe, and I mean, Ditto does transform into most things that are not necessarily weak to fighting, but I mean, you know, generally, I wouldn't risk it all on one wall. But, I mean, Weezing's a fantastic NU wall. So, in the ways it leads, I see he does not have a spinner. And Rocks will probably be most appreciated. And as you may or may not know, Murkrow, Cottonee, and Stunfisk are my main paralyzers. So, just try and get Parahacks going around. I do have Static on my Stunfisk. So, anything physical that wants to lead off, hopefully we'll get staticized, yes. So, I'm going to lead off with Stunfisk. And now, I will see you at the battle. So, like I said, I'm going to lead off with Stunfisk. My opponent decides to lead off with the Kangaskhan. Now, this is perfect because this thing is most likely going to be a Life Orb lead or something like that. And as you can see, Life Orb instantly activates as he goes for the Fake Out. Now, Fake Out, I do have to keep this in mind. This guy does have the priority. And looking at this return, that's a lot of damage. Now, I do know that Kangaskhan deals a hefty amount of damage just with all its stab moves and everything. And I make a really bad move here. Like, I have a max HP Emboar. I thought I could take this a lot better. Definitely not. So, considering that Emboar is that very important Pokemon that I need to keep safe, this was a dangerous play, because if he had taken out Emboar, this would have been a lot harder of a match. So I'm just going to switch back into my Thunderfish, my Stunfisk, just to like be Death Fodder, but he switches up to Drain Punch, which is actually a good move on his part, because it will give him a little bit more survivability between the Life Orb recoil, and he thinks that he'll be able to take out my Emboar at least with the Drain Punch. So now he goes for the second Drain Punch just to again preserve more of his HP while getting the Life Orb recoil, but the Static activates, which will help me later on in the future, because the Paralysis is always nice, especially with this team. It's kind of built off chance, but I mean, anything slow is slow. So now he's going to switch out to Rampardos. My Murkrow carries the Foul Play, and I went for Foul Play here, mainly because I figured Kangaskhan's got a high attack, probably do a lot of damage, but I mean, if anything else wants to switch in, damage is damage, and with Rampardos, I mean, that's fantastic damage right there, because its attack stat is huge. Now, I know he's most likely going to go for the Head Smash, just try and get as much damage as he can before he's about to die, so I go for the Prankster substitute, a little bit of a joker there, but I mean, it's going to keep me alive, and he's going to die. So now his Cacturne's going to come in. I'm going to go for the T-Wave, again, just trying to spread the paralysis. He surprises me with the Switcheroo, and he actually gives my Murkrow a Choice Scarf, which is not good. I'm just going to lock myself into Foul Play. Now here he goes for the Focus Blast, probably predicting me to go for maybe a Roost or another substitute or something of the sort, just to see what I would lock myself into. But Foul Play does a decent chunk. Now I'm going to switch out my Emboar, figuring that, you know, it could just be Death Fodder, try and get myself switch into probably Samurott with Mega Horn, but he actually gets Parahacks, which gives me the opportunity to fire off a Hammer Arm, which will actually help take out this Cacturne. And this will actually turn out to be not too bad, because later on you will see that keeping my Samurott safer was a good idea. So now I'm just going to leave in my Emboar as Death Fodder to this Rock Blasting Chinchilla thingy with a scarf. I love this. I love its look. It looks so cool on here. But anyways, now I'm going to have a free switch into my Cottonee. He's going to switch out, go into his Ditto, and this thing, I don't know why it's still NU. I go for the Stun Spore, and I miss. That would have been a perfect Stun Spore. That totally matters later. Now I forget that I have Taunt on my own Cottonee, and obviously he's Scarf, so he's going to go for the Taunt. Now I know he's going to switch out, so what I'm going to do is switch in my Murkrow, knowing that he has to switch out to another Pokemon, which means that Murkrow will be able to fire off a free T-Wave as he goes for the U-turn and takes me out. Not a big deal, the Chinchino is a fast threat, so now that it's slowed down, I'm not too concerned. He brings in his Kangaskhan. I'm going to bring in my Cottonee to be the fake-out fodder, because I know that's the first thing he's going to go for, and if he gets Parahaxed, I'll be able to get the free Leech Seed off. But no, he's going to hit the fake out, not a big deal. Now I'm going to go for the substitute, try and Life Orb stall him. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do it all the way, but getting him as low as possible is a nice thing. Now he's going to switch out, goes to his Ditto, and I knew this was going to happen, but I decided not to go for Taunt for some strange reason. I decided to go for another sub, but it's just one of those moments where you knew it was going to happen. So what I decided to do is I know he's going to go for the Taunt to try and shut me down. So I switched to my Kadabra immediately, and what this means is now he has to switch out into a Pokemon that's getting it nailed by this giant special attacker. So Kangaskhan's going to be the one to die. Probably not the greatest idea because he had the fake out, but I mean, looking at the rest of his Pokemon, Chinchino is probably more important to him. I would have actually fought Chinchino, to be quite honest, just because Kangaskhan has that advantage. But I mean, it also has a Life Orb and can get weakened between rocks and Life Orb and stuff like that. So I understand that either way, things are going to die, because now he brings in this Chinchino. I'm obviously going to be faster, and I'm just going to take this thing out with another Psychic. Now, all he has left is Ditto and Weezing. Now, I knew this was going to happen, where Ditto's going to come in and become the giant threat that I don't want it to be, which is a Scarf Kadabra. So what I have to do is send in Cottonee to be Death Fodder to the Shadow Ball, because I know the Shadow Ball is coming. And now I'm going to bring in my Samurott. Now, I'm hoping Samurott can take a Shadow Ball, but he decides to switch out, go into his Weezing. Obviously, I go for the safe Mega Horn just in case. Even though I am a Life Orb Swords Dancing set, I could have Swords Dance on the switch. At this point, I was a little too concerned with the fact that this Scarf Kadabra could take out my rest of my team. So now, here comes the most important part of the match. I have Swords Dance, right? I'm just going to go for a Waterfall, see how much damage I can do to this thing. Not a heck of a lot, and he actually decides to have, or doesn't decide, he turns out to have Sludge Bomb. Now, looking at the damage, I'm just going to pause this because this is very important. Looking at the damage, I figured, okay, there are two routes that I can go here. I can fire off one more Waterfall, bring it to a range where no matter what, Psychic is going to kill it off. Or what I can do is use that fact to my advantage, where it only dealt 38% damage, and what I can do is set up a Swords Dance, have a +2 ready, and hit him with one Waterfall. Now, there's a 30% chance for Sludge Bomb to poison. Obviously, this is coming up, right? Sorry. And so, it was either I could have gone for the 30% chance to flinch, or is it 20%? 20% or 30% chance to flinch with the Waterfall, or I could just gone for the clean sweep. Seeing Waterfall doing 30%, I figured, okay, +2 puts it up to 55, 60%, variations going around, take it out. The safest thing post-analysis would have been to go for a second Waterfall just to try and get the flinch, possibly. But as it turns out, he's going to get his hacks. He's going to get the poison on my Samurott, which basically secures in the match. Because what this means is Kadabra will be able to come in and take out the Weezing, but because of his Scarf Ditto, he will be able to take me out. But nonetheless, I go for a substitute, actually thinking he might do something else. I don't know why. And, shoot, I forgot to run a damage calc. I was going to run one to see if that mattered with a Scarfed, what's it called? With a Scarf Ditto. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it would have cleaned me out either way, but, I'll run one and quickly slip it into the video after this. But nonetheless, that was an excellent match, Carlos. Comment, rate, and subscribe, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this battle. Again, if you have not checked out my content, you are more than welcome to come and visit my channel. We have tons of fun stuff going on. And thank you so much for having me yet again, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, peace.